guys, what's up? It's me, Priscilla. So for today, we're going to move on to a new character. And since they're coming out with a brand new movie, which this is what, their fourth movie? I don't know. I lost track a long time ago. If you have seen the movie Ice Age, you're probably very familiar with the character Scrat, the squirrel, or squirrel-looking alligator thing that chases the acorn throughout all the movies of Ice Age. Now this is a Dreamworks movie, so we're gonna go ahead and get started on Scrat because he's kind of an infamous character he's probably the only character that I like, other than Sid, who is a sloth. I love sloths. So, of course, let's go ahead and get started with Scrat. So the first thing I wanna do is I wanna go ahead and start laying out just the general shapes of his body because we want to make sure we get the whole page, and he's so weird looking, so we're just gonna have to improvise on this. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with this oval circle thing. You see how it's not too skinny, not too wide, and everything like that. After this, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna come down at the corner of my oval, kind of go inward and out, bring it up this way. Then I'm going to go ahead and jump down to over here and bring down this part connecting to my oval. After this, I'm going to go ahead and round this down. At the bottom of this, go outward, and then I'm going to bring this in. It's kind of a rounded box almost, so I go down this way, up, and curved back into this. After that, what I want to make sure I do is from this part right here, it's gonna go inward, and then it's gonna go ahead and go straight up, curved back down, like this. So you can see we just drew his like weird looking haunch of a leg. Haunch. He's got huge haunches. That's something to say. Alright, so after this, what I'm going to do is I just cut off the side right here, and I just round off. You see how I just cut off this part? And of course, this part would be leading down into, we're gonna go this way, down, over, flat, up, and we're gonna curve from down. So I went down, over, up, and from this part I just connected, but I curved inward. So we got his weird looking legs, and if we were to get rid of this, then you could see how he's obviously walking. He looks so weird. Let's start looking at his facial features. What I want to do first is, of course, let's draw those buggy eyeballs. So I'm going to draw one eyeball right here. Nice round circle. And then I'm just going to build off of that one and just make kind of like these bug eyes for right now. I'm going to get rid of some guidelines so you can see what we're going to do next. I feel like you could just stop from here and create your own creative character from this spot right here. What I want to do is I'm going to go ahead, bring this backward just a bit, but we're going to keep this part right here. Now I'm going to make his nose ridge. Now his nose ridge is kind of going to be cut off from the side right here. So we're going to use this line, curve inward, up, and you see how we have a bit of a hill going on. And then that hill's going to go down. And you see how I'm turning it inwards. So from our hill and down, curve back around, bring this in. We see how I'm curving it upward. go underneath his eye and give that little bit of a smile. We just drew practically his whole nose and face. So get rid of the guidelines. So we have his eyelid and everything ready on this side because ultimately his nose ridge is cutting off this side of his eye. Now, from on top right here, I'm just gonna go a little bit below to right here where it's kind of lined up. If I go diagonal across, then I have one eyelid right here, and that's his top eyelid. And then from down here, going to curve upward like this. And this is his bottom eyelid from, I guess he has baggy eyes from chasing that acorn everywhere. So I just curve upward like this. We don't really see the bottom of his eyelid on this side of his eye just because I guess it's just there. I don't know. But he has more of a prominent bottom eyelid on this side. Maybe he's just squinting or, you know, he usually, his eye twitches, doesn't it? So maybe his eye's twitching in this moment. So from right here, I'm going to go ahead and make this bit of a circle. You see how I kind of left a little bit of white space right here, and then I just bring it on down like it's looking off to the side, and this one as well. It's going to be all the way tucked in that nose ridge because it's looking at what he's holding on his back. Oh, I wonder what it is. So if I go like this and I give a little bit of a shine, and then here's a shine on this side, and then of course we have a pupil. Fill in that dark space. Fill in this dark space as well. Yes, we have irises and pupils. Wonderful. And he doesn't have an eyelash, like prominent eyelashes, but he does have an eyelash line. So we just make this a little darker up on top and a little bit of darkness down here. And then of course over here we have a very thick eyelash line, but it's not eyelashes, just an eyelash line. Now from this part of his eyelid, I'm just bring it up, down, and this part would like this little bit, it just looks like an eyebrow. So we just made his eyebrow, but it's not it's not specifically an eyebrow, it just has the indentation of an eyebrow, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, after this, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start from this part of this eyebrow leading down into his head. I'm gonna go up. Yeah, make a little bit of a point and go back down. So up and down. So it looks almost like the clover, like a leaf on a 4-leaf clover. After this, I'm gonna go ahead, go up, and then we're going to go inward, down, and up, and down. And if you shade this in, this is the inside of his little squirrely ear. Focus on some more of his facial features, and when I say facial features, I mean, let's go down here to his nose. So I'm going to just draw this grape figure. And from this grape figure, we're just going to go up on this inclination. So it's gonna go up and back in. So up, back in, right then, and then connect like this. You see, we're starting to look like a nose. And then of course we're gonna go up and inward and back down. And if you fill in this part, it's the inside of his nose. Kind of like we drew Nick from Zootopia. And this is a black nose, so I'm just going to go ahead and fill this in. Alright, from down here, from his nose, we're just going to go ahead and give a little indentation that we can see the other side of his nostril. And we're just going to keep this one the same. Before we do that, let's come back to his face. So we have his dimple right here. I went ahead and put that dimple on. Now what I'm going to do, from the bottom of the first circle we made, we're going to go off to the side just a bit here. So if we start curving inward towards that circle we made, now we're going to go outward just a bit. And we're just going to go and tuck in behind his his long snout. Ta-da! Get rid of that guideline finally. Now, let's come down here, make a little toothy here, little toothy here, little tooth here. And we have a couple baby ones. They're not too complicated, they're just little triangles protruding down from his upper lip. Now, from right here, I'm gonna make, from this little tooth, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead, bring this down, curve it inward. Now I'm going to go underneath right here, just a little off to the side. Make it a little wide and curve inward as well, and then connect the two together. We made one elephant tusk, saber tooth, I don't know. So we've made that. Now we're just going to come over just a little bit over here, a little bit of distance, kind of like where this part meets this side, and in between the middle of them, curve inward. And this one's going to be shorter and skinnier because it's on the other side of his snout. So we make it short, make it skinnier than this side. This one's wider than this one. And since it's on the other side of his snout, if we were to shade this in, from this part right here, we're going to go ahead and give a little bit of a round shape, which would make his shoulder. Now if we bring down this part right here, just gonna go ahead and bring it down, and then for this we're gonna go ahead and just make this shape for right now, which is just this circle, and that would be his hand. Then we're gonna go ahead back inward and just connect these, just mirror the side we just made. So this is like his lower part of his arm, and this is his upper part of his arm. So if we make a little bit of a shape to that, and then of course I'm just gonna go ahead at the top of his shoulder right here. Yes, it is as big as his body. Curve it on downward, and it goes a little bit past his hand. If we come inward right here, just like that. Kind of looks like a cupcake. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come on top in the middle, and we're going to go ahead and give that acorn a little bit of a straw shape. So I made like a little rectangle, go outward, outward, and close it off with a circle. There's the stem of the acorn. Now for his hand, his claws are going backwards. So what you're going to do is you're going to go inward like this, a little bit inward. Connect right here going this way, so it kind of looks like a bird. Another, you jump out going inward again, mirror that. So I go out this way, down, and curve this inward, connecting. So I made like the side of his hand right here. And if you get a little claw here and a little claw here, there's his little claw hanging on to dear life to that acorn. Now for the shape of the acorn, we're gonna bring this down just a bit past his hand. And this is the bottom of the acorn that has like that little, I don't know, the root, stem, I don't know. But you just make a box and curve this upward, fill this in, and make sure it's connected at the bottom of your acorn. And for the texture of the acorn, it looks like this. And this is just on his back. That's the texture of an acorn. Now for the top of the acorn, of course it wouldn't be like these flat, round edges like we have. It would be jagged. And this is a little rounder at the bottom, but the rest of it a little jagged. And basically, if you diagonal across like this, and then you give it just the shapes of that. Like if you make shapes in those guidelines we just made, that is what the top of an acorn looks like. So it's like a checker flag. And that's an acorn. From this part right here, this is all going to stay the same, and it just leads down into his leg that's going this way, and he's just this furry looking creature. Now for his feet, they're not as complicated, they're ugly, but still, we're gonna go from this part right here, go upward, inward, build off of that one, and build off of that one, and go down and just lead into that. And now we have his ugly foot, which has claws. Claw. It's disgusting. Okay. And then back here at the bottom, what you're gonna do is just all that you're gonna change. We're going to go inward right here. This stays the same. Give a little claw here. And a little claw here, and you just go inward like that. Claw, claw. And this will stay the same. Except the thing is, this is hiding behind this part of his body. So there's a little bit of shadow play going on. Get rid of the guidelines here. Now he has a little bit of like some markings going on, but they're basically stripes. And they're on his butt. And they're just darker fur. He's all brown practically. And if you get rid of all the other guidelines that are connecting things, and give him, of course, once again, just like the Zootopia characters, he's a squirrel. He's still furry. But the most important thing is his tail. Now, you probably all don't have the same problem I do, but you probably know by this time that from watching my tutorials, I always draw a little bit too big. So I'm just gonna add this piece of paper off to the side and pretend that I just need standard paper that's this size, not 8 by 11. So what I'm going to do for his tail, underneath his acorn, I'm just going to go ahead, right here at his butt, of course, that's where his tail's coming from, so from this part of his butt right here, make a little line. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go out, curve inward, go this way, onto my other sheet of paper, and then I'm going to start curving inward, go down, back onto my original piece of paper, and And you can make this as sketchy as possible because this is his tail. And his tail is dark, so of course we need to give him furry furs everywhere because he's a squirrel and he has fur sticking out everywhere. And then of course you just want to go around and you just want to give him more furry furs. Well guys, there you go. That is how to draw Scrat from Dreamworks Ice Age. As always, I do take suggestions for who you want to draw next. So go ahead and leave in the suggestions down below. The comments down below, your suggestions on who you want to draw next. Yeah, other than that guys, I'll see you on Saturday. I hope you all have a wondrous week and I hope you give Scrat a try. And hopefully go and see, maybe this is the final Dreamworks Ice Age movie. So yeah guys, bye! Hey guys, thank you so much for stopping by DramaticParrot today. Make sure you click on that subscribe button, and hey, if you like this video today, make sure you hit that like button as well. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, all the fun stuff, and like my Facebook page. And if you haven't seen it already, I have started a VloggityVlogVlog channel on WunderlandGurl, so make sure you go ahead and check that out and subscribe to that channel as well. Other than that, I will see y'all later. Bye!